Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Hot Toys Ant-Man on Flying Ant Miniature Collectible. Spot picked this up from the folks over at Tim Cent 88, one of the places where I had picked up Hot Toys before. And, you know, despite the fact that he's a little bit of a smaller collectible, I was really anxious to get this guy in hand. It looks like it's Ant-Man flying his ant. Could that maybe be 247 or Antony? Does look really cool. I love also the way that they package this, displayed inside this window box, floating, and you can see the series of ants behind Ant-Man as well. Back of the package doesn't really say all that much. It says MMSC003 Miniature Collectible from the folks over at Hot Toys Limited. And on the bottom, just warning, choking hazard, and stuff like that. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up, but when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Hot Toys Ant-Man on Flying Ant Miniature Collectible. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The set consists of two pieces. The main ant with Ant-Man, which we'll look at in a second. Also includes, let's see if I can grab onto it here. Also includes a circular display stand featuring Ant-Man on the front, and a clear neck that can be pegged to the underside of the ant there. There's a little hole right on the abdomen. And you just want to, you can just twist it on there if it helps to get on there. And there you've got the Ant-Man on ant miniature. I'm actually kind of happy that this, that this is two separate pieces. Because you could realistically have this, well, first of all, it's a great example of how you can take a miniature figure and you can have it featured along with other Hot Toys. Like, this is a perfect example because Ant-Man would be flying around an ant. Yeah, it's to scale. It's a giant ant by comparison to a 6 scale figure. But believably, you could have, you know, Ant-Man kind of flying alongside the other Avengers on his ant. I like that it's removable, that you could have it somehow displayed, maybe on a shoulder or arm. Yeah, we're going to overlook the fact that the ant, it would be a little bit giant versus that, but well, if we can overlook that, I think that still would be pretty cool. I wish that the display stand had been a little longer. I like the circular stand, don't get me wrong, but I wish that there had also been like a longer, maybe even like a wireframe stand that you could have got the ant in a little more dynamic of a pose other than just having him, you know, standing straight. A little small gripe, nothing surmountable, just something just a little small, little nitpick here. Okay, so let's have a look at Ant-Man on his ant. Now, I guess it could be any one of his ants, but I'm going to assume it's his old buddy Antony. Good old Antony. It looks really cool. Like, there's not much to it. You know, it's just, it really is just a statue piece. I thought that maybe the neck would have been adjustable where you could have rotated the head, but like even look on the underside of it, it looks like the head should be on a ball joint, but sadly it isn't. It doesn't look like you can actually move it. And I would not want to say, yes, you can move it, and then, you know, something happens and the head ends up breaking off. The legs aren't poseable, and even Ant-Man doesn't look like he is removable either. It's basically, it's a display miniature. It's a statue. You really can't do much with it. That being said, though, I think it's a really great looking piece. Let's bring the camera a little bit closer and hopefully we can get some details on Ant-Man. For as small as the figure is, and I say the term figure very loosely because it would just be a statue of Ant-Man, the suit looks pretty good in a smaller scale. The helmet also is a nice touch. Right there. I really liked also the wings. The wings are translucent for start, and it's almost got like a pinkish kind of, hopefully you can see a little pinkish wash almost around the outside of the wing. And then of course it's got the, there you go, it's got all the little texture details of what an actual wing would be. Maybe on the fragile side, but I guess really all of the Ant-Man miniature here is fragile. The legs, you know, aren't poseable, and they are thinner pieces of plastic. So again, be very careful. when displaying him. But the sculpt on the ant, very nice. No real complaints about it. Yes, Hot Toys, you know, and 6 scale figures can tend to be a little more expensive, but you can get a figure like this, and I think it complements a 6 scale figure while still not breaking the bank. You know, it's not a super expensive little miniature collectible. I wish the neck was adjustable, yes. I wish the ant had a little bit of posability, something, at least in the head, where you could have kind of turned his head and done something with it. But that's okay. It still is a really nice looking piece. It's not scaled appropriately with a 6 scale figure, but what I might ultimately do is if I end up having an Avengers Hot Toys display out, like a little diorama, I might have like little Antony with Ant-Man on top, just kind of flying alongside. That way I can include Ant-Man, and you know, they're not all 6 scale treatments. And you can almost even have Ant-Man flying forward to kind of break up the conception that, well, the idea that the Ant-Man would, like Ant would be a little bit too big. If you have it flying in the front, you got all the Avengers in the back. Yeah, I think that would be a really fantastic little diorama to have. Again, if you guys are interested in picking this up for yourself, you can head over to TimCent88. They have a ton of 6 scale and, of course, much smaller scale collectibles over there to choose from. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Hot Toys Ant-Man on Ant miniature figure, or collectible. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.